What is up, viewers? Welcome back to another Power Up podcast. I'm your host, Willow Windsong, and here we have our special guest, Mr. Wilson P. Wolfman. Our interview today will be about the incident from the past few days and the organization he is a part of, which is...
Hello. I'm Wilson P. Wolfman, one of the group organizers of Voltus Politis Organization for the Safety of Non-Archetypes. I handle things such as community outreach and public informing, education, and the occasional protest organizing.
So you organize protests?
Yes, that's primary function of it. Well, it's more of an occasional part of my job. There are other people that are much more apt for that position than me. It's all about organization in this group. Everyone has their job. We do it well. Overall, our goal is just to work together to make sure things stay fair between those with powers and those without.
So tell us, Mr. Wolfman, what is your side of the story of this whole debacle between Felix Gary and your whole anti-archetype organization?
Well, I'd like to start off saying we're not anti-archetype, of course. We're just trying to make sure that everything stays fair and that people without powers are represented. What happened was, I had a small gathering of VP members to reassert ourselves of our organization's missions. The protection of people without archetypes from the abuse of those who hold powers. The spectacled young man had come upon us, and I attempted to educate him on the history, give him a bit of perspective on the responsibility he has. That didn't go over well, as we all saw, and soon enough, his friend, I assume he was meeting, proceeded to attack me, and when my fellows protested, he lashed out. Bending abuse is pretty common in young people. They just haven't learned, I guess, but it's nonetheless disheartening when it happens. It's always a dangerous event. It's rare, but it's uncommon, but not entirely rare, especially with a lot of these new gens.
Speaking of archetype abusing, your organization has been lobbying the region's governing body to make public use of archetypes' abilities illegal, yes?
Indeed. That's headed by our legal team leader, Amanda Kim Ostrander. Wonderful woman, truly. One of the best in her field, I would say. Also, just a lovely coworker, great person to work with. Yeah.
Really? But isn't there any concern for infringing on the people's bodily autonomy?
Well, seeing as most people aren't archetypes, and tools exist for a reason, you'll forgive me, I don't see the purpose in needing to use one's powers in the day-to-day. The rest of us get along just fine without them. Least of all in the public, you really shouldn't be using those in public, because it's still a danger every time it happens, every time some kid lashes out and they happen to have powers. It's always young kids, and we've all seen it, at least I have. I've been around for quite a long time. They still have their homes, and the archetype of Makai, and all we simply ask is that they leave normal people out of the use of their powers. That's all.
But what about in cases where they have to defend themselves, or others? Isn't this just like a type of situation to get people just trying to protect themselves in legal hot water?
Well, like I said, tools exist for a reason. That and cops. Let the people whose job it is to handle things like this handle it. We don't need a bunch of vigilantes with powers running around and doing a job that simply they're not prepared for. Besides, if null is anything to go by, we humans have relied far too much on archetypes overall. And I think it's really time that we take back a little ground and establish ourselves, us normal, decent folk, as, what we are. the majority, the average. The average Joe just going to work, trying to do his job, and make the world better without any powers.
Wait. Who was that person you mentioned? You said a name. Null?
Oh, you don't know? Well, you do look young. Not as an insult, of course. I was very happy to be on this show. You seem like a very intelligent person. It was probably before your time. Nullifier, or Null as he was called, was a legendary AM fighter, one without an archetype. I remember him tearing through entire teams of archetypes during his run. He was a great inspiration to many non-archetypes. It's why our organization is represented by a blank white mask, same as he wore, actually. Not to brag, of course, but I even had the pleasure of interviewing him on my own podcast. It's lost media, unfortunately, made back in the days of blue border browsers and dial-up. Old days. What am I kidding? Rambling old stories from a rambling old man. But let's get back to you, shall we? So, Miss Windsong. Willow. Can I call you Willow?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Thank you. Well, let me ask you a question. So, you are without an archetype, correct?
That is correct.
Well, that is exactly the kind of person that my organization, Voltus Politis, would like to represent. That is who we represent. The average person, just like you. Our whole ideology, which some people have misconstrued as anti-archetype, which, again, I'd like to completely disavow. We are not anti-archetype. As I said, every tool has its place and its use. We just feel that the use of this specific tool has gone a little out of what was needed. It's fulfilled its purpose beyond that, and now is simply weakening regular people. Think, if a regular person, such as yourself, didn't have to solve problems for themselves anymore, then, well, you wouldn't know how to solve a problem if one came about, would you?
That is correct.
Exactly. You see, I don't hate people with powers. I have no problem with it. But I do feel as though it's taking away the strength that is inherent in humans. Just us being us. No powers, no fancy gadgets, no fire. Just us being people, using our own power, our own strength to hold each other up. It's these archetypes that take themselves to be saviors, heroes, maybe, that takes things a little too far, in my opinion. Those jobs are handled by firefighters, cops, as I've mentioned. These people are valuable members of the community, valuable members of humanity in general. And here we are, handing off their jobs to people who have no training. They don't know what they're doing. Most of the part, they're just kids who swallowed a marble. That doesn't seem very fair to me. And that's what the organization's all about. Keeping things fair, and keeping the tools in the toolbox until needed.
I see. One last thing before we wrap it up. You said your organization was represented by White Mask, right? What do you have to say about... what do you have to say about some of the recent strings of attacks on people? Many of them reported to be archetypes by people in blank masks?
That's, very unfortunate. I strongly disavow people like that and their methods, especially when it comes back on the organization. These people do not represent us, though I do understand them. Things were pretty bad with archetypes a few decades ago. Some of the people, they've likely been hurt pretty badly by archetypes, either them or their families. Some of them have been hurt in a way that doesn't heal particularly well. Scars don't just go away, after all.
And And that's a wrap on another Power Up podcast. Tell your friends, your family, your pets about this. Oh, and a big thank you to Mr. Wolfman for agreeing to come on. Thank you, everyone, and good night.